What is up, mates? My name is Ragoline, and it's so good to be back. Well, at talking in English, at speaking English generally, because last month I was speaking Spanish, and I don't really remember how to speak English. Anyway, welcome to this podcast, November's podcast of Ragoline saying things, essentially. Uh, Today, this month, I want to talk about job. It's the topic, and subtopics are my job and letter S in brackets. So my job or my jobs. How much do I get? I'm not gonna say like in numbers. I'm gonna say just how much, what can I afford. Then subtopic number 3 is what will I become next? Oh, that's an interesting one. Subtopic number 4, what do I want to be? You see, there's the difference between what I'm gonna be next and who I wanna be next. Interesting. Gonna speculate. No. And the last subtopic, number 5, business ideas. Because essentially, in the end, by the time I'm, I don't know, 50, 40, not 30 definitely, I want to become a businessman. I want to buy some business or maybe set up my own. Who knows? But buying business is easier. I was surfing the net, trying to find some information about that. I found a lot, but right now, obviously, me and my wife, we can't afford that since we are paying off the mortgage for the townhouse we own now. Anyway, the first one, my job. You see, I always thought that I've had so many different jobs and I know everything, I can become whoever I want and stuff. In reality, I was a how's that called in English? Consultant seller. In retail, I was selling mobile phones, smartphones and stuff. In reality, I worked there for 1 month. I sold one phone. That's it. Funny. Yeah. Then after it was my first job, I was 19. That's it. Yeah, I was studying. I continued studying after the job, and then I was how do you call that? A private teacher, essentially. I was teaching pupils informatics, IT stuff, programming, and a little bit of English. A little bit of English. That's what I want to say. I thought it's gonna sound really cool, but it didn't. Anyway, then I worked a little bit for government. Doesn't make sense. No, it wasn't like that. I was kinda preparing myself to work as a teacher because I began at that point. I began studying education. So after 2 years, I started my third job, like actual in school. Then I quit first school. I applied for the second one. So technically, it's my fourth job. Both schools. It took me 5 months, I think, and a little bit, like 5 months and a week, maybe. So, yeah, it's stupid. And after that, I quit the second school, and I thought that we are gonna live in the place where teachers' salaries are terrible, tremendous. You know, in Moscow, you can live pretty well working as a teacher. In Kaliningrad, where we live now, you can't live even alone on the salary of a teacher. Well, yeah, alone you can basically, but you wouldn't want to. It's a joke, but still, some true facts, yeah. After that, I worked as a private level designer. We made a game called Desert War. Yeah, that was a terrible mistake for the guy who was doing that because he paid the how's that the guy who wrote the story for the game, and there were like 10, maybe 20 people who bought the game. It's just unbelievably how much money lost that guy. Anyway, I don't want to think about that. After that, I was thinking, like, yeah, I want. No, before that, I thought that I really want to enter game dev and stuff, and then that happened, and I was like, yeah, well, that's game dev, but not really. I mean, it's more like private game dev. And then I applied for a technical game designer in Elephant Games. I worked there for 10 months. And then I thought, like, I'm not even. How's that? How to call that right? I'm not even moving anywhere. They weren't raising me. Nothing was happening really, and I couldn't even change my position. Like I thought that I don't want to be a technical game designer. I wanted to become a narrative game designer or project manager. Yeah, back then I really wanted to become a project manager. I spent a lot of time studying that, but I couldn't. Neither in Elephant Games nor in any other place, you know. So, yeah, that was sad. And the most upsetting thing was that after that I found a job in Kaliningrad. I was a manager, a like buying manager, something. Well, technically, yeah. If my first job was selling manager, I was selling things to people. Here, I was buying things to the company. Like, you see, I was contacting the people who have like different businesses. I was contacting different businesses who were selling many things. Like, for example, it never happened, but for example, somebody made smartphones, and I bought 1,000 smartphones from them to sell them in the stores. Yeah, that's what a buying manager is, in my opinion. It was the worst place I've ever been. I don't want to say the name, of course, but I don't know. That was just something beyond terrible, you know. Firstly, because of the salary, because they told that they gonna pay a lot, but they didn't. And then, there was a mistake I made, because there were people who told me that I'm gonna be a project manager, but then they said, "Oh no, we don't like how you are," and that's it. And they never paid me. I worked for 3 days, but still, on the fourth day, they told me like, yeah, we don't like you. I don't know. You're a terrible human being. After that, I found the best job I've ever had. I still have it. I'm a support. How's that called? Right now, I already raised once, being raised in the company. Well, technically, I'm on the phone. I'm waiting for the calls, and I'm saying, "Hello there, you little son. Tell me what's wrong with you." "Hello, Georgie. They all float." Yeah, I'm gonna tell that on the last day I'm gonna work there. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, and that's it. That's the greatest job ever. The next one, how much do I get? Oh, crap. Wait a second. How much do I get? I get enough to supply, if I may say so, my family with goods. Firstly, foods. Yesterday we were in restaurant because Felix is half a year old. Oh my god, 6 months! Yesterday, yeah. Today is 30th of September, and on the 29th, he was 6 months old. Oh my lord. Anyway, yeah. I own. No. I earn enough to pay the mortgage for the mortgage. How to call that? probably. And that's pretty much it, because food we buy with the money that my wife owns, because Russia is paying her for the child, because she is not working because of the child. I have no idea how that's called in English, like for real, but yeah, that's what happens. So basically, the two of us, me and my wife, we are making enough money to buy a house and still living, because we are eating food, we are buying some other stuff, and we can afford going to the restaurant like once in a month, I guess. We don't do that really, but we can afford that. Next, the next subtopic. What will I become next? I have no idea, for real. Like, after I couldn't become a project manager, I was like, I have no idea who I want to become next. That's why I entered the support field, let's say, and I like it here. But I really want to move somewhere else. I already tried becoming a trainer, it's called, in a company, so I would have trained newbies and actually people who are working like I am right now, but they didn't take me for the job. That was sad. Yeah, that was really sad. I don't want to talk about that for real. Like, now I want to become a supervisor in the company. Like, there are so many of them, and I want to become one of them. I'm not sure how good I will be at that, but I don't know, I want to try. I always wanted to become a, well, not even manager, but become someone who is managing stuff, managing people and things, you know. So, yeah, waiting for that. I mean, it's not true, maybe, that I'm gonna become a supervisor. Maybe I will be someone else, maybe a person who is working with other colleagues' schedules. There's such a job, and people tell that they earn pretty good. So, yeah, I have no idea who I will become. I don't know, I just want to become someone. I think it was so difficult, for real, for so many years to find a job like I have now, to finally earn enough money. Like, for real, I earn enough right now as a support. That's weird. And anyway, to earn enough money and be comfortable at your job, in the company that you work for. And now, when I finally found that position, that job, that company, I am looking for a new position where I want to move, because I want to stay in this company for couple years at least. Like, for real, I would love to stay here for 10 years, for example. Maybe even more. We'll see. But yeah, I want something like this. Okay. My wife is writing me something. What the hell? I'm sorry, let's pause a little. Alright. Subtopic number 4. What do I want to be? I was thinking about that like a few seconds ago. I said that I have no idea who I want to be, who I will be, and stuff. But in reality, I've always wanted to be some manager, some businessman. I always wanted to control people. You know, I have God syndrome and stuff. Like, yeah, I want to be somebody who is standing above and looking at all that and saying, yeah, kill them all. Or like, yeah, let them live. Yeah, like something like this. I can say really maybe who I want to be. In the company, they offered me. No, they didn't offer me anything. They said that if I became a trainer, then I could have become a trainer manager later. It's like supervisor, but among trainers. And trainers, coaches. I think what I want to say is coaches. Every time I say trainer, I mean coach. Okay, anyways, I hope you just get the idea. Yet, I still think that at the end of the day, I will be able to become a businessman with my own business. Maybe I will just buy some. Oh, how does that called? Franchise. Yeah, I was thinking about that a lot, and I think like there's nothing bad except the fact that you can't change the foundation of on what the business standing, which is, I don't know, I don't really know if it's good or bad, since I've never had my own business. And yeah, I think it would be cool to have one. So let's move on to the last 5th subtopic, business ideas. I was thinking already about school. How's that? Well, for children, not a real school, not a public, not a private, but there I've seen franchisers who who teach children IT stuff, and so if you buy a franchise, right? because I would become franchisee and they are franchisor, and that happens if I buy a franchise. Well, still, yeah, whatever. Um, if that happens, it's very good, very cool, because at least I know how to teach, so I will see how that all happens and stuff. I can manage really good in that field. Then I thought about more realistic, maybe, things, businesses. I thought about a cafe, a jazz stand where barista makes you tea or coffee, and that's it. And here I thought both ways, like if I buy a franchise, that's fine. I can do that. It's they give you some respect now, um, certainty, and if you make this one on your own, you may have I thought about F up somewhere, but you got the idea. I hope. Yeah. Okay. So maybe something like this, or maybe something like a place where you give orders. People make orders. Some goods come and you give them like away. I mean to the people who ordered them. And people in Russia, a lot of people in Russia make those businesses, like that is franchises. Yeah, you can't make your own business here. I think. I think you shouldn't like this. And that's pretty much it. So right now everything is fine with my job. I spent so many years. Like I'm 27 now. I'm 28 soon. In wait a second. Why soon? October, November, December, January. In 4 months, I'm 28. Good lord. Well, I'm fine. I don't know. I already achieved all the goals I had for my life. I already have a family, a son, and wife, lovely wife. Pretty much, yeah. I already have my own house. Like, townhouse, it's not a standalone, but still, it's really, really cool. I already have a job I'm comfortable working at. That's, isn't it like the most, what a human being needs the most? I don't know. For real. For me, it's more than enough. Like, I am saying that at this point, I achieved everything. Now I need only to achieve a little bit more in my job so I can supply my family. Like, enough, maybe, supply enough. because right now, like, really, I am just paying for the mortgage, and that's it. Well, I'm still earning money. I mean, I still have money after I pay for this month, for example. But then I want to supply my family fully with food, with the house, with some other stuff like toys for Felix, some clothes for everyone, some other things, furniture in the house, and other. But yeah, unfortunately, at the moment, I don't own. No, I don't have a job that may provide us with the money, with that amount of money. But I'm gonna come there. Yeah, everything will be fine. I'm not upset. I'm really happy. As you were listening to my podcast, I'm happy for years now. And this year, I'm the most happy I've ever been in my life. In my entire life, 27 years. And only this year, I'm feeling like, good lord, that's the best I'm living. So I'm gonna go eat breakfast. My wife's now with Felix. They are in the children's like hospital. How to say that properly? Everything is fine. Felix is 6 months old, so he needs to be checked. He needs to be his weight and height need to be counted. Yeah, something like this. I love it. I love my life. I love my wife. What his life. I love Felix. A few days ago, I was like, oh my god, how much I love that boy. Oh, I still can't believe that I am a father, a husband, and I'm pretty good at those, I think. And my wife tells me, but I didn't really believe her. That's a joke. What's wrong with me, right? Okay. Thank you very much for listening to me on this podcast. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and maybe leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate that. Have a nice life, mate.